Trackmania. This series is so popular, it holds Guinness World Records for the biggest online race, largest content base of any racing game, and most popular online racing sim, even though it's actually an arcade racer. That's the power of Trackmania. I remember being on the bus, on the way to school. Several days, half a dozen kids would play this on a landline. Sometimes a server would be going on during lunchtime. It was big. One thing I also remember when I played the original Nations with the name Some Guy. Yeah, really. I was always the worst, the slowest driver. It was pretty embarrassing. Then its popularity faded, then peaked again after the Forever update came along. All of a sudden, I was the best at school. I was so fast I occasionally got kicked off the server for dominating everyone. Those were the memories. I created a Steam account around the time I established ColourShed Productions and found Trackmania Nations Forever free. I had to install it. I wanted to know if I still had it, like I did in high school. We're going to look at the offline side of it first. You have these stages to complete, and it's all about beating the times given to you. They rank bronze, silver, and gold. The white stages require bronze to unlock a row, green and blue stages require silver, and red stages require gold. I recommend staying persistent and try to get gold on every track available because that's what's required in order to reach the black and final stages. Oh, and there are Nadeo's high score medals for all you completionists and achievement hunters. It has very creative level design, when you could just have the pieces needed to post the fastest time and nothing else. Why not make each track look like a playground with props, blimps, adverts, and these things? Terrains vary between track, grass, and dirt, sometimes underwater. On top of that, you can make your own as well, basic or advanced. It's not something I'm talented in, but if you're knowledgeable at track design, you're going to spend plenty of time on it. The Guinness World Record for largest content base of any racing game sums it all up. Check out TM Exchange for user-created tracks. There are over 100,000 on Nations Forever alone. These open wheels are pretty fancy too, but if that isn't enough, you can also go to TM Car Park website for user-created vehicles, and some put genuine work to them. To top it all off, for a game that's only half a gigabyte, the graphics look so clean, especially at 60 frames per second. Though I don't understand how you can have a stadium with no seating. So there's a lot of variety if you're very creative, in fact it's endless. However, there's not much in terms of gameplay. That's what United is for. But what do you expect for freeware? This stadium is the only location throughout the entire game, so kudos to Nadeo for making the best of it. The controls are so responsive you can drive with one hand. There's no car tuning settings like in Gran Turismo, for example. Weird for a Guinness World Record holder for the most popular online racing sim. These controls couldn't be more basic if the car was just a box on wheels. All you need is the directional keys, backspace for respawning, and the numbers 1, 2, 3 for camera preference. I don't know why I'm saying it like it's a bad thing, because it's actually a brilliant thing. And when it comes to the offline stages, the difficulty curve increases just as it should. Over time, times become shorter, tracks become more obstacle ridden, and you have to drive faster. But it gets harder by fair challenge, and only your skills can continue on. I like games that do that. It makes winning a gold medal feel so rewarding. Except for the final track, which is a 1-hour endurance against the fastest driver. I'm sorry, but a race with 60 laps, with no margin for error, is brutal. The physics are okay. You can drive on half pipes, loops, and jumps at unspeakable speeds. Again, great level design. The only thing I don't like is that cars are prone to flipping, and when you're upside down, there's no way of flipping back up, like in GTA 5. Granted, even if you could do that, the chances of a best time are squandered anyway. But online, I would like to see the whole track sooner than later to increase my chance at the fastest time. Little things. Speaking of online, I don't really talk about that side of a game because I'm not that kind of gamer. But this is a rare exception. It's what makes Trackmania so popular. You can go onto random servers and it's basically a time trial on who's the fastest. Only if you are currently the fastest, you want to keep going just in case someone might overtake. On occasion it can get pretty intense. I was able to pull a handful of first place finishes, which means I like to think I've still got it. In fact, I might be better than I was in high school. Where you finish in a race affects your world and nationwide ranking. I don't really pay that much attention. All I keep thinking about is getting first place. However, every 5 races you have no choice but to spectate one of them, unless you have a copy of Trackmania United Forever on your Steam account. While that's bullshit, that is the thing with most free games on Steam. There's always a catch, a hook, and this is it. It's been a long time since it was released, and it's aged pretty well. Just what I expected after all those high school memories. Trackmania Nations Forever gets an 8 out of 10. If you have a Steam account, make sure you have this in your library. This is one of the best free games available. It doesn't take up much space, you don't need an IQ of 700 to play it, and it's the kind of racer you can spend a short time on, single or multiplayer. I'm glad I was able to give this racer another proper go. I found it incredibly nostalgic.